Hello and welcome. I'm Saeed from StoryPlanet.net. Dive right into the essence of the most captivating books without reading them cover to cover. Whether you're on the go, at the gym, or just relaxing at home, we offer you a unique and enriching listening experience. Today, we are exploring the book, The Monopolists, a creation by Mary Pilon. The Monopolists, 2015, reveals the contradictory past of Monopoly, the iconic board game from Parker Brothers. It traces its roots in anti-capitalist ideals to its transformation by Parker Brothers, who meticulously crafted a new narrative and eliminated rivals to dominate the market. Before we delve into these revelations, it's interesting to note that Mary Pilon, a reporter for the New York Times, has contributed to the Wall Street Journal, New York Magazine, and USA Today. With audio and text to unveil, brace yourself for a deep dive into this captivating book. On StoryPlanet.net. To start, explore the unusual origins of the board game Monopoly. Family arguments over Monopoly are well known, but the true battle lies in the dispute over the game's original creators. These disagreements have even reached the legal realm, culminating in a Supreme Court case. Early Monopoly versions were criticized for resembling socialism, and there were efforts to conceal its origins. The word monopoly holds a similar status to zipper and thermos due to the game's enduring popularity and impact. Key idea number 1. Parker Brothers fabricated the origins of Monopoly to discourage competition. Monopoly is a popular board game that became a cultural icon with a disputed origin story. Charles Darrow didn't invent it, but redesigned a game he learned from friends. Parker Brothers created a false story of Darrow's invention to secure control of the game due to trademark issues and competition. The real origins of Monopoly differ from the widely accepted narrative. Key idea number 2. Monopoly is based on Elizabeth Megie's Landlord's Game. Elizabeth Lizzie Megie created the Landlord's Game in 1904, which inspired modern-day Monopoly. The game was based on the ideas of economist Henry George, promoting land fees over income tax. The game was not widely successful, but Megie was more focused on spreading George's ideas. Despite criticism, she continued producing the game, updating the patent in 1923. The game gained popularity on the East Coast of the United States without Megie's knowledge. Key idea number 3. Players adapted the game to local East Coast realities, naming it Monopoly. The Landlord's Game evolved into Monopoly through player modifications, aiming to warn against monopolies. Henry George advocates in Delaware and Upton Sinclair played key roles in its development. Changes were made to reflect reality, with Atlantic City players adding their own streets, and Lehman's 1931 version included échéancier cards and miniature houses. Lehman's Game Finance sold for $200, despite Monopoly's widespread popularity. The game's creation is attributed to one man, despite its collaborative, community-driven evolution. Key idea number 4. Parker Brothers utilized patents and money to conceal Monopoly's origins and claim ownership of the game. Parker Brothers successfully secured the copyright for Monopoly by patenting its official rules in 1935, despite similarities to the Landlord's Game. The company also bought rights to other similar games, paid off developers, and bought previous versions of the game to solidify their hold on Monopoly. Claims of theft were dismissed, and the original inventor of the game, Charles Todd, was not compensated. The real story of Monopoly came to light years later, revealing the controversial methods used by Parker Brothers to claim ownership of the game. Key idea number 5. Economics professor tried to create anti-monopoly game. Parker Brothers rejected the idea. Parker Brothers monopolized Monopoly's creation, but a professor created anti-monopoly to challenge its values. And Sparks' game gained popularity due to public distrust of monopolies and authoritarianism. Parker Brothers tried to stop him, leading to a legal battle. Anspech's research unveiled Monopoly's controversial history. Key idea number 6. Courts will decide if the term monopoly was once a generic term like aspirin, zipper, and yo-yo. Ralph Ansbach challenged Parker Brothers' copyright of Monopoly by arguing that the term monopoly had become generic and therefore could not be copyrighted. He discovered the game's history predated Parker Brothers and found similarities between Monopoly and an anti-monopolistic game by Lizzie Meiji. Despite collecting evidence, Ansbach's hope to prove his case in court remained unfulfilled. Key idea number 7. Parker Brothers attempted to settle with Ansbach, but he insisted on going to trial where he ultimately lost. Ansbach rejected Parker Brothers' settlement offer, which led to a trial heavily favoring the company due to late change in lawyers and a biased judge. The court ruled in favor of Parker Brothers, ordering Ansbach to surrender all remaining copies of Anti-Monopoly. Despite the apparent victory, Ansbach sought an appeal, hinting at a potential shift in the situation. Key idea number 8. The Supreme Court ruled in Ansbach's favor, but the full truth remains unknown. Ansbach argued that the name Monopoly was more valuable than the brand itself, leading to a successful appeal in the US Supreme Court, which ruled the term monopoly was generic and could not be trademarked. This decision had significant implications for trademark law and big businesses. Ansbach won his case against Parker Brothers, changing the landscape for trademark disputes. This case highlighted the importance of distinguishing between a product's name and its brand, affecting subsequent trademark cases and laws. In conclusion, the book highlights how Monopoly's history is linked to greed and capitalism originally created for commentary. Parker Brothers gained control and altered its origin story. Although the truth surfaced in the 1970s, the company still tries to hide it. The book suggests further reading Finite and Infinite Games by James P. Cass, discussing life perspectives as finite or infinite games. It encourages feedback via email to remember storyplanet.net related to the content. Thank you for listening to this summary. If you enjoyed this exploration, we invite you to discover other fascinating books on storyplanet.net. Don't wait any longer. A multitude of books, stories, and knowledge await you there. See you soon on storyplanet.net.